go. We're live. We're here. Hi, everybody. Good morning. Welcome to Stock Markets with Bruce. I'm your pal, Uncle Bruce. That's what they call me. I'm here to try to explain to you in plain English what the hell is going on out there and how you can get rich and get richer being an option writer. And don't be the gambler buying stocks and buying options. Get rich writing contracts. Don't even have to own stock. Just write stock options and get rich doing that because there are gamblers out there every day of this week and every day of last week and now for like 2 months. We have got a lot of investors out there that are losing their butts. There are people out there who are betting $15,000, $100,000 per option trade, and they're finding half their money just disappear in minutes, in days, and they reload and try another option trade, and they're looking for the 10-to-1 payoff because these are lottery tickets, and they're not able to find it. And the problem with, unfortunately for the gamblers, is they think one direction. Buy the dip when the market goes up a little bit, score, and buy call options that have incredible leverage. And if a stock goes up and you've got 500 contracts, you could make a nice big bunch of money. Problem is when stocks don't go up immediately, that's problem number one. The contract doesn't move. But number two, every day that goes by that the stock doesn't go up and just goes lower, the contract's value drops and eventually they run out of time. They expire and they have no value whatsoever. And so gamblers are getting into contracts at $2, getting out at 180. Getting into another contract at $2, getting out at 170, getting into another set of contracts at 225, getting out at $2. And every time they get in, get out, get in, get out, they've lost a little. And they're playing this game constantly with trillions of dollars. And they're getting their butts handed to them. And the winners are the folks who are selling these contracts at 225, sitting there with their arms folded going, yeah, they're down to $2. I'm not even buying them back here. They go down to 175 and they sit there and go, well, listen, watching Uncle Bruce's classes, I'm not going to buy them at 175. They're worthless. The stock in question is down another 2% in value. The days have gone by. The contract is running out of time. It dies next Friday. It was $8 out of the money. It's now 18 out of the money. This contract isn't worth 175. It's worth 75 cents. And maybe there I'll buy it back. And this is what happens around here. Viewers around here are writing contracts for this much money. And then when they reach half their value or even less, they then buy them back. And they write new contracts at this much money all over again. And they have 1 or 2 or 3 weeks of life left in them. And they buy them back down here. And with the market going down since January, the market has been going lower, and in the last week and a half, we've entered bear territory. These markets are going to continue to go lower. If you're looking for a dip and a recovery to new all-time highs in the next month, you are the sap I'm looking for. You're the one who's so optimistic that everything's going to be great again because the greatest president of all time is in the White House. You're the sap we are looking for on this channel to buy some contracts from us. We'll write some for you. We'll create contracts out of thin air using just cash. We don't need stock to create stock options. Institutions and retirement accounts, and again, my viewers who have retirement accounts, they do create covered calls. Yes, they do own shares of Apple and create covered calls. They do own Tesla and create covered calls. But even they are laughing because they're sitting there going, I can't believe it, Uncle Bruce. I just sold a $12 covered call on Tesla, and the stock is dropping, and it goes up, and it drops, and it goes up. And every time the thing dips off, these contracts go from $12 to $4 a piece. They drop $800 each in price. I got 300 shares. I wrote 3 of these for $3,600. I just bought them back for $1,200. And I wrote another set of contracts that will die in 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks. And I'm saying, here, buy these. And the stock moves up and down and up and it dips again. 3, 4, 5 days later, it goes by. A third of the time is gone in the contract's life. It only had a 3-week lifespan. And they did it again. They're making another $2,400 on 3 more contracts. 300 shares of Tesla. They're bringing in monthly wages on 300 shares of Tesla. All of this is inside retirement accounts. And it's just growing the 401k, the IRA, the RRSP. And people here are going, Bruce, I cannot believe the size of my retirement account. While it is true, Bruce, I do admit that my Apple stock, which was 200 something, and my Microsoft stock, which was 400 something, and my Tesla stock, which was 400 something, they're all down. But I have been taking money out of these stocks by doing these options strategies that we talked about here. And my friends at work are looking at their 401k balances going, I'm down like 45% in 3 weeks. And I'm looking at mine going, well, I'm down 12% in 3 weeks. But if the stock goes up 1/3 of what it lost, I will be way up. Whereas my buddies here, they need the stock to double or go up 70% to break even. In the meantime, in a month or two from now, even now, the stock market just sits around here, kind of doesn't go much lower, doesn't go much higher. My option writers keep bringing in this premium, even with the stock sitting here, because time is the killer of stock options as well as movement. And a month or two from now, there will be the comparison where the coworker will say, I was down 45%, I'm down 40%. And the option writer going, well, I was down 15%, now I'm up 15% on my entire account from where it was. So you're down 40, I'm up 15. That is a 55% differential. And I'm going to keep making money on this money because the market has had its hissy fit. We're in a bear market range for a while. Not a problem. You want to recover out of a bear market later this year or next year, the 401k holder will go, I'm only down 10% 6 months from now. I'm coming back. And over here, the option writer, well, I'm up 60% from last year. Sorry that you're so far behind me. And away we go. Welcome to the party, pal. But, option writing is a skill. It requires knowledge. You better understand how it's done. If you go to my website, stockmarkerswithbruce.ca, you could figure out how to write options. You could learn how to write stock options. Go to my website, stockmarkerswithbruce.ca. The good news is you can buy one lesson at a time for $200, or they're on sale for the month of April. I put the sale on about a week and a half ago. For the month of April, you can get 4 for the price of 3. But you need to send me a private email. You got to send me an email, say, Uncle Bruce, I would love very much to get these classes. Here's my email address. I want class number 1, 2, 3, and 4. I want to get started with the first 4, or I want 8 of them, or I want 12 of them. I want to buy these on sale. 4 here, 4 here, 4 here. And what you'll do is you'll send me $5.99 US. So that we can process your order for you. I think it's, here's my link for PayPal. All of this is down below. There it is. It's running across the screen here. PayPal.com. At Bruce Farmer. Traveling with Bruce is the name of my other channel. That's the account that I created way back when. That's where the $5.99.99 US goes. Email me. What 4 classes would you like? And I will send you 4 for the price of 3. And now you'll begin to learn how to write stock options. And you'll begin to do what people around here are doing. And that is they are generating revenue from this market by selling contracts that have no business being where they are. Because there are desperado gamblers who do not believe that their president may have screwed everything up. They are convinced he is a god and he can do no wrong. And they're voting with their money, and they're putting money into the stock market, trying to look for the next going to the moon winner, just like all of the congressmen and senators do, because they're convinced that, oh, those guys know what they're doing. I'm jumping on this. Well, in the meantime, my option writers are going, I really don't care if Tesla goes to 500 a share or 100 a share. I really ultimately don't have to care at all. I'm just an option writer. I don't own any Tesla shares in my my writing account out here. I'm just going to create credit spreads. I'm going to do cash secured puts. I love SoFi no matter what anyone says about SoFi. I love Rocket Lab. I love GameStop. I'm going to write cash secured puts on those stocks. I'm going to do call credit spreads, put credit spreads. I'm going to write covered calls. I am going to make money on my options no matter which way these markets go, because I have learned a lot of things about how options move, don't move, react, don't react. And we're getting smarter all the time. Welcome to the program, pal. This morning, though, the number one problem for the market isn't the fact that we're down almost 900 points. That is not the problem right now. It's something I'm certainly paying attention to. It's not like I'm ignoring the fact that the Dow was down almost 900 points in the pre-market. The fact that we're down 100 on the S&P 500, I'm not ignoring that. And we're down 298 on NASDAQ, and I'm not ignoring that. We're down 1.7% on the NASDAQ, 2% on S&P, 2.3% on the Dow. I'm not ignoring that. I am, however, paying attention to the fact that crude oil is down $3.55 a barrel, sitting at $56. And we were at $55.50 just 10 minutes ago. And I don't see a recovery here at all. I see more deterioration in the oil market. Because all of a sudden, like in the last 3 days, 4 days, 5 days of trading, oil people are going, wait a minute, hold it a second. If you're putting in worldwide tariffs against 160 different countries, America, and they're going to put tariffs on you because they're going to retaliate. They're going to retaliate. Doesn't this mean there's going to be the possibility of a slowdown in the world economy? Not like America's economy. We're talking the planet, the entire planet's economy. If this just affects oil deliveries by like 2%, just 2% less oil needed for a while, for like a year, what does that mean? Well, it means about 2.5 million barrels a day are going to be produced with nowhere to go. We're going to run into a problem that we had in the oil market briefly about, 5-7 years ago? Do you remember this? I think maybe this was about 4 years ago. It wasn't that long ago, where for a few days, there was more oil available than where it could go. And that was the pandemic, I believe, because the entire planet shut down like overnight. All this oil was going and nowhere to go, and it couldn't get off of ships. There were ships sitting with oil in ports looking to offload oil, and the ports couldn't take the oil because the oil at the port the tank was full up there, and the refineries were full of supplies. The pipelines were full of refined oil. Gas stations had lots of oil and gas, and nobody's driving. Nobody's doing anything. And we had oil prices plummet to negative prices. Do you remember that? Well, if oil is 2.5 million barrels a day in oversupply, that is 75 million barrels a month of oversupply. You multiply that by 1 year, we're talking about 1 billion barrels of oil lying around. Where is it going to go? It can't go anywhere. That means you shut down oil fields. And if you shut down oil fields, you shut down cash flow for oil producers. And if you don't move oil through pipelines or through refineries, you have layoffs and bankruptcies and calamity everywhere. And so oil is already reflecting right now, 55.82 price as we speak. And yet, that is not the big story that I'm following right now. You see, I'm not even following that one. I mean, what is it, Bruce, that you're following right now? The Canadian men's curling team didn't win the world championships. Well, that happened. Auntie Jen was upset about that, but I'm not following that story. The fact that the Calgary Flames are still 4 points out of a playoff spot, but they have a game in hand and they're going to play Minnesota on the end of the week. I'm not following that story. Well, what the hell are you following, Uncle Bruce? The markets are down and we're dying out here. Well, what I'm talking about right now is the big picture, the bond market. And you're going yawn fest, but buddy, you're putting me to sleep so fast, Uncle Bruce. God damn it, why can't you get me excited? I'd rather you talk about curling than about the damn bond market. Well, I'm sorry, but I have to tell you something. There's a little thing known as the bond market, and it is where all the money is. If you're wondering, oh, Bruce, how many trillions of dollars are there in the world? And if I tell you there's $100 trillion in the world, I'm just making that number up because I don't know the actual number because it doesn't matter. But if it's $100 trillion, how many of those dollars are tied up in the bond market? Well, the value of the planet is one number. The amount of cash in the planet is another number. And the turnover of that cash with regards to all the stuff in the world is another number. And everything is connected. So if you take every house in the United States and you figure that half of these houses have mortgages, maybe 3/4 of these houses have mortgages, all the condos, any property that people have a mortgage on, those are all backed by money that is sitting in the bond market. Every car on the road in America, 80% have bank loans, leasing, they're financed. Every repair shop in the United States that repairs and keeps vehicles running have mortgages on their businesses. They have business loans for inventory, parts, and all that stuff. That money comes from the bond market. The entire business of the United States, from A to C, from soup to nuts, everything imported, exported, manufactured, resold, rented, so money from the bond market. Bankers lend money to all kinds of people and businesses to do all kinds of things. Your credit card is backed by a bond market. You use your credit card to go to Target or Costco and you buy your stuff for $300, and that charge goes to the bank, paid, retailers paid right now, less their little fee, and that $300 is pulled from the bond market, and you owe the credit card company $300 more instantaneously. You make a payment at the end of the month for $500 against your credit card. That money goes to your banker, which goes to the bond market to replenish the bond market with additional cash to relend yet again the next time you use your card or anybody else. This world is all to do with the bond market at every level. And I'm only talking about America. Talk about the rest of the planet. Every house, business, and person is funded one way or the other by the bond market, including every government on earth. And there is an issue we're running into right now, because governments are at war with each other right now. There is a war going on. Now, we know about the war in the Ukraine because we see the videos on YouTube and we hear about it all the time. And we know that the Russians have invaded the Ukraine, although apparently Ukraine started it. Unbelievable. Well, that's a physical war. That's a war with bullets, flak jackets, helmets, missiles. There's another war going on. The country to countries war. It's the trade war. And right now, the two countries showing off their power is America against China. And you can believe whatever you want to believe as to who started it, who's to blame, and whatever. It doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. The bottom line is the United States and China are at it. And we've got an old man in Washington and an old man in Beijing. Neither of these guys are in their 60s. They're all approaching 80. All the advisors of these old farts are not 20-year-olds. They're old farts too. And they've all got their heels dug in because they think they're right. And the 400 million Americans and the 1 point whatever billion Chinese people are sitting there going, I didn't vote for this. I didn't tell my old fart to do this stuff. I don't want him to do that. I want these two guys to get together and make everything cheaper. I want everything to be easier between us so that I can pay my bills, you say, because you owe the bond market money, as does your government, Chinese government, American government, and businesses. But no, that's not what's happening right now. We have a trade war going on. And as of right now, the United States is implementing a 104% tariff on any goods from China coming into America. And China is implementing now an 84% tariff as of this morning. They just lifted American tariffs. for any goods from America to China. So the two countries are telling each other, we're going to make your goods so damn expensive that no American person and no Chinese person will want to buy any of your goods made in your respective countries. So made in America and made in China are out of fashion. That's the story. The problem in the bond market is the folks in the bond market who are global, all the countries of the world, including China and the United States and every other country out there who trade bonds all the time, are looking at this disruption of business that's going on. And of course, this is going to ripple out to the rest of the world. This is not just a two-country issue. It's going to get worse. The reality is this, that in the past, since the 1970s, after Richard Nixon visited China and opened up trade between America and China on a more formal basis, and by the time China entered the world, what's it called, the World Trade Organization, the WTO, in early 2000s. By the time China got into the world economy, it was evident already that whatever America wanted from China was really nickel and dime stuff that wasn't going to be made in the United States anymore. Americans figured out, American importers figured out, we can bring in boatloads of stuff from China that take a lot of people to make, but the people in China get paid way less money per hour than an American gets paid. So we're going to just shut down these factories in the U.S. and get rid of all the environmental restrictions we have, all of the pension obligations, the health care obligations, the taxes at the municipal level, the county level, the state level, the federal level, getting rid of all that. We'll just import crap from the Chinese by the boatload and let them build the factories and produce the stuff at super cheap prices, 1/10 the cost, 1/4 the cost. And we'll bring it into America and we'll sell Americans pots and pans and dishes and everything else back in the 70s and the 80s. And in the 80s and the 90s, Walkmans came in and CD players came in and DVD players came in and televisions, and it got more complicated and it got better. And then Apple figured out, we can make these very complicated things. Like Steve Jobs came up with a really neat product, but boy, is this a game changer. I mean, you don't make one of these in Peoria, This thing is complex. And every year, Steve Jobs said to us here in the design department, make this not just take pictures, make this take videos. And make this take videos with a zoom feature. And make this take videos so a guy like Uncle Bruce can go live on YouTube with this and talk to his unbelievable followers. That's what I want. This is what was happening year in and year out, the complex, incredible improvements of this product. And Steve Jobs was told by his engineers, we can't make this in California. We can't produce this in Portland. We can't make this in Texas. We can't go to a single state in the United States, even with U.S. states like Texas having no state business taxes. We can't even go there to make this thing unless you want to sell it for $2,000. This is 1990. Today, $3,500 it will cost you to buy an iPhone made in America. And Apple's going, there is no American we know that is stupid enough, let alone rich enough, but dumb enough to give us $3,500 for a phone that we're selling right now for $1,000. Why would Americans be so idiotic? It's cheaper for an American to buy a ticket to London, England, and have a 1-week vacay over there and buy a phone for himself, his wife, and his 2 kids in England, Apple phones made in China, and bring them back to the U.S. duty-free, because once you're gone a week, you have an allowable. Which border agent is going to say, oh, that looks like a new phone, and you say, I use this phone as my phone. This isn't a used phone. I mean, good luck collecting duties at the port on the phones. They're not in boxes, they're being used. Anyway, Americans are going to fly to Europe, buy 4 iPhones in Europe, come back with them, and they will save $2,500 a phone. That's 10 grand. And that pays for the vacay and more. That's how ridiculous this trade thing is. In any event, What China has been doing with boatloads of stuff coming to the United States for decades is China gets paid in American money. America sells $1.50 worth of stuff for every $10 it buys from China. This has been a trade imbalance since the Jimmy Carter years, since Reagan, since George Bush, since Clinton, President Xi, or whatever the next president of China was or going to be. They'd come to America for a glad hand little, hi, how are you? We're going to buy 50 Boeing jets for one of our airlines, and we're going to buy some John Deere tractors, and we're going to buy some wheat. And that's billions of dollars of buying over the next 10 years. And America goes, oh, that's great. We're working on that trade imbalance. In the meantime, another 150 boatloads of crap are coming into America that America doesn't make anymore because it can't. And Americans are smart people. Americans are geniuses when it comes to their money. They know that why should I pay $25 for a frying pan made in France when I can buy a frying pan made in Shanghai for $4.99 at Walmart? I'm not stupid. You're not. You're a genius. That's the smartest thing to do. The importers of these goods are geniuses because they're bringing in millions of pans at $1.99 to sell them to you for $4.99 through Walmart. Everyone wins, okay? Going back, though, to China, the American dollars go to China for these goods. China gets these American dollars, and they convert them to wons, their own currency, and that's what their workers get paid. And that's what all the factories get paid in China. So the Chinese banks are piling up American dollars and printing Chinese currency to hand to their Chinese people to let them spend that domestically amongst themselves. The Chinese government is sitting on trillions of American dollars. What are they doing with it? What have they done with it? They bought U.S. treasuries with that money because the Chinese figured out this game is the greatest game of all time. We have 1.1 million slaves in our country that get arrested for thinking of stuff. We have Chinese people who print something in a social setting, and we arrest them as being traitors to our country. We pick people up off the street in unmarked vans with hooded police guys, police agents, and we take them away. What a great system we've got going here. By the way, this is being replicated in other countries. You may have heard. In any event, in China, we have 1.2 billion slaves that we can make them work for cheap Chinese currency that we just print. And we get these American dollars. We turn around and give it to the bond market and buy American bonds. And we're getting interest from the American taxpayers because bonds, US bonds, pay interest on time, all the time. And the Chinese are getting richer and richer and richer on American money. And that's how they back up their currency. The rest of the world says the Chinese currency is pretty solid because it's backed by the American dollar because of the trade imbalance between the United States and China. And as long as this game continues, nothing can go wrong. Not as far as China's concerned. They have all kinds of money to buy bullets, jets, armaments, aircraft carriers, submarines, pay their soldiers. They have one of the largest militaries in the world. They are now the second largest military on the earth, backed by the American buyer, consumer. It's a wonderful system. Americans get cheap stuff. Chinese get American money, and they now become a more wealthy country as a whole. And the communists have an iron fist on their people because they've got the money to do so. They got the bribes to pay all their local officials. They got the bribes for all their judges to put people away for 25 years for daring to think like an American. How dare you think like a free-thinking person? And everyone over there is terrified of their government. It's a wonderful system. It's all good. Until today. Now the rumor is out that the Chinese government has informed the Chinese bankers to stop buying American bonds. Don't buy American bonds. Buy Euro bonds. Buy British bonds. So that every day you need $100 million of bonds or something like that with this money coming in, don't put it into U.S. currency stuff. Put it into other currencies stuff. Pick up more other currencies because China doesn't only buy American. They buy all kinds of other bonds, but now they're not buying American bonds. So the story goes. And all of a sudden, U.S. bonds, there's all kinds available with no buyers at current prices. So the prices are being dropped by the sellers of bonds because bonds trade until they expire. The United States issues a 10-year note today. It doesn't expire for 10 years. It trades as a bond for 10 years. The bonds written 2 weeks ago, the 10-year bonds, they will trade for 9 years and 50 weeks further. The ones that were done a year ago, they have 9 years left to still trade. These are the 10 years. There are 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, and 30 years. And then there are 30-day, 60-day, 90-day, up to 1 year notes. Trillions of dollars of debt issued by the American government. The deficit is what, $30 trillion? How much does the American government owe? $30 trillion? There's $30 trillion of US bonds out there, trading all the time and being quoted all the time. And they go up and down in value all the time. This morning, they're going down in value, which means that the yield, the interest you make, is higher. And this is a problem. This is a problem. The problem is that if US rates go up because bond prices go down, that means all money that Americans borrow from themselves becomes more expensive, and the rest of the world is noticing there's a higher likelihood of defaults. The U.S. government won't default. They'll just print more money to pay their debts, which devalues the U.S. dollar further. The problem is that the bond markets that are out there also have corporate bonds. Visa, MasterCard, American Express bonds, Apple, Microsoft, Google, all the Magnificent Sevens bonds. The S&P 500 companies all have loans backed by bonds. You have a mortgage backed by bonds, cars. As I've said, the entire economy is running on the bond market. And if rates go up, all rates go up, because if America is looked at as a shaky economy, the rest of the world starts to look shaky too, because America gets a sniffle, everyone gets a cold. So we're looking at a 4.4% interest rate on the 10-year treasury. You're going, so what's the big deal? Well, a week ago it was 4%. A week before that it was 3.8%. We've gone up 0.75% in interest rate costs for the American taxpayer in a week. And if this continues, we go to 5% interest, 5.5% interest on bonds because the Chinese are not buying the U.S. bonds. I can tell you that the Indonesian government won't buy U.S. bonds either, or the Japanese, or the South Koreans, or the Europeans, because you don't buy a loser. You don't buy a bond that you know is going to go down in value. Why would you do that? You also don't buy bonds from a country where its currency is losing value as well, because that's a double whammy. Because when you buy a U.S. bond, you're buying American dollars to buy that bond with, and you're getting paid American dollars in interest. If the U.S. dollar is dropping against other currencies, you're getting less return on your money. The outside bond market is not a happy camper right now with Mr. Trump and his friends in Washington. Not happy at all. And up until today, it wasn't much of an issue. It was known, but it wasn't front and center. This morning, it's front and center. And I'm telling you that we're down now 570 points on the Dow. We were down almost 1,000 a few minutes ago. And oil is down to $56 a barrel. And I'm telling you, that's not the main story of the day. It's the bond market that funds everything, which means mortgages are about to surge in cost. And if you can relate to yourself, you put it to your own world, if your mortgage 3 months from now is 10% instead of 7%, now you understand what I'm talking about. You'll go, whoa, wait a minute. In 3 months, my mortgage could go from 7 to 10? I didn't do anything. No, you didn't. Yeah, you did. No, the tariffs did it. The tariffs have done it. And this tit for tat, you raise, I raise, you raise, I raise, the war is on. And China will not lose the war. China thinks in a different way than America does. American politicians are always running for re-election. Congressmen and senators, a third of the senators and all the congressmen must win an election November of next year. The midterms. 2 years after that, it's a presidential election. We're always watching America go through an election cycle. It's just a quiet period right now until the end of the year, and then all hell breaks loose next January until November, midterms. In China, they run on a 1,000-year program that has been going for 5,000 years. They think 1,000 years from now, not 2 years from now. And so China will pay dearly to outdo the United States. And they're powerful enough now to be able to do it because there's 1.2 billion victims in China that can be exploited to the nth degree. Right now, as of this minute, every American family is now on the hook for a tariff tax of $4,600 a year as we now stand at this moment in time. If the president raises tariffs on anyone else or anything else, this $4,600 figure will go higher as an overall average on every overall family. Now, you might say to yourself, oh, no, Bruce, I'm not getting sucked in. I'm not going to pay that money. I'm not going to buy anything that's imported. Well, good luck figuring that one out because you go to your local retailers or look at Amazon.com. I dare you to find product that is only made in America that you can get by on. I mean, hey, now I understand some of you are going to be crafty. You're going to go to garage sales. You're going to buy a used toaster when your toaster dies. You're going to buy a used one for $5, and it'll be good for another year. And then you'll throw that one out and you'll buy another used toaster. You're never going to buy another new toaster again from China or from anywhere else. Knock yourself out. Good luck, guys, passing that little test to your wife. Good luck with that. Clothing, women's clothing. How can women dress themselves in the United States without buying imported clothing? And the latest fashion trend is that they're going to buy that. Cosmetics, you tell me where cosmetics are made in the world. They're not made in America. Good luck getting the lipstick past your wife. Go ahead, tell your wife she can't buy anything from outside the United States for her entire wardrobe. Go ahead. Let me know how that works out. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Welcome to the party, pal, where tariffs come back to bite. And the bite is worse than you can ever imagine. But again, the 80-year-old guy, isn't he almost 80 now in the White House? He's going to be 82 when he's done, isn't he? And then the 77 or 8-year-old fart in China, I mean, these two old farts, can they relate to anything you're doing in your world? Do they understand it? Does the President of the United States know what groceries are? I'm curious because I don't think he knows what groceries are. Anyone want to tell this guy? Good luck. No one wants to talk to him. They're afraid of this guy. It's unbelievable. Anyway, there it is. That's the number one topic of discussion right now in the stock market. Tariffs and the lack of U.S. buying of securities, of treasuries. This is scary stuff. This is really seriously bad. And a lot of people don't get it. Now, unfortunately, I don't want to say most, but a very large segment of Americans will not hear anything that I've just told you about, because what I'm telling you about is being discussed on certain media in the U.S., because that's where I'm finding it from, and I'm digging up my own sources. But I got to tell you that there are a lot of Americans out there who are not getting this story, because this story is not going to make a certain president look all that good. And so there are media that will not talk about this because they fear retribution. And so, there are people out there afraid of their own government right now, unfortunately, and they're not going to tell their own people just what's going on. And so this is going to be alternate facts. This is going to be fake news. This is going to be exaggerations and blah, 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 blah. So anyway, there you go. It is what it is. It be what it be. I'm just a guy in front of a computer just trying to tell you what I think is going on out there. And I know I'm right because look at the bond market. I mean, you don't have to go to the White House to confirm my story. Look at the markets, they're down. Look at interest rates, they're up. And all indicators from the bond market are pretty ugly right now. So that's that's what actually is going on in the bond market. I'm just commenting on it. Just a guy in front of a computer trying to tell you in almost a plain English kind of way. And I hope I haven't upset you, confused you, puzzled you, made you wonder, what's he talking about? I don't know. It's not easy to cover some of this stuff, but in plain English, I'll do everything I can for you, because you deserve to know what is really happening out there on another level that you're probably not getting from your local source. But you don't have to believe me. You can be just, go along your path and you'll be fine. Thank you again for thumbs ups today, 115. And thank you for 191 votes on this question of the day. I'm writing these options the most right now. I'm writing covered calls, I'm writing cash secured puts, or I'm writing credit spreads. And right now, covered calls, 33% of you are doing that, most likely because you're doing covered call writing in your retirement accounts, and you can't do anything but that. I get it. Cash secured puts, absolutely. 48% of you are doing that, and that is a damn good idea. And then there's the credit spread writers, 19% of you. This used to only be 3 to 5%. There used to be only 3, 5, 7% of you would write credit spreads. Now it's 19%. 1 in 5 of you are now writing credit spreads. And the call credit spreads. Have you noticed my routine around here lately for like the last, several months? I've been telling you that I think it'd be a good idea if you sold your stock and wrote options from not owning stock, if you are in a position to do that. If you are able to liquidate stocks and write contracts instead, I think that's a good move. And what kind of contracts? Well, you could certainly write cash secured puts on stocks you'd love to own at a super discount, or you could write credit spreads and stay so far away from the markets. If you are listening to me and you are following what I'm telling you to do, you are staying way away from the markets, and you are writing credit spreads, call credit spreads on the Magnificent Sevens or on the SPY or on the triple Qs is where I prefer you to be. I know some of you are writing put credit spreads because you're doing condors. So you're doing puts and calls at the same time, and you're on top of the market. As long as you are on top of the market, fantastic. But you better be ready to roll, and roll aggressively, and sometimes pay a price to roll if necessary as well, because the losses can be severe if you don't. You have to understand how options work on good and bad days and good and bad trades. And you have to understand what the risks really are to you. Now, there's a million stories in the city out there, and I get emails all the time from viewers, and I appreciate this. I get videos from viewers who are telling me their troubles or their issues or flare-ups, and I'll do everything I can to help guide you and figure out. But if you tell me after the fact what happened to you, I can't help you fix what happened to you if you don't tell me until the week after what happened to you. But hey, strange times, crazy times, wicked markets, fast moving, everything. I get it. I'm totally there. At the end of the day, option writers win. That's the bottom line. If you're an option writer now, and you're going to be an option writer tomorrow and next month and next year, you're going to be a winner and remain a winner. If you are a gambler and you only make money when the market goes up, or you only make money when you can buy and sell contracts as a gambler, you're a gambler, and eventually the market will catch you. If you refuse to do rollovers for whatever reason, the market might nip you. And you have got to be ruthless when it comes to options. Sometimes you can't do a rollover, and that means you shut the trade down and eat the loss and wait for your next moment to make a new right. You've got to learn to be a manager of wins and losses. You've got to cut losses and maximize wins. You cannot be hard-headed and just say, it'll come back. It'll come back. You can't do that. You're ignoring reality. Unfortunately, right now, the market is unreal. This is not normal. What we are dealing with and talking about and watching right now is not normal. But it's a new normal, and we're going to have to adapt to a new normal. That's just the price everyone has to pay. Gamblers out there who buy call options and expect stocks to just go straight up and never go down, They constantly lose money. And many of you chuckle at these people. You chortle at them, going, what idiots. They think markets go up all the time. But markets also can go down. And they can go down and then down again. And then down again when they're not supposed to do that 4 or 5 times in a row. They're supposed to have an up day. No. Stocks don't follow what you think is going to happen. They follow whatever the market thinks is going to happen. And right now, the market is irrational, and it is worried, and it is greedy, and it is wondering, and it is optimistic, and it's greedy, and it's worried, and that's what's going on. And we've got a lot of factors affecting this market right now. And we could well be sitting here in 2 hours watching the Dow up 600 points and going, what were we worried about this morning? We could be doing that. On the other hand, later today, we could watch the Dow down 2,500 points, wondering, why the hell didn't I get out like Bruce told me to and just write call credit spread? I don't know what's going to happen in 15 minutes. Do you? We are one tweet away from, I don't know what the hell's going to happen. That is where we are with the new normal right now. Welcome to this party. I'm not happy about being in this party. I would rather be at another party, but we're here at this party. This is the only party going on, and we'll figure out how we make money here. Call credit spreads is where you want to be, way ahead of the market. That's where you want to be. That's where I'm telling you to go, and I'm not changing my mind about that. Alex is here, and he's number 1 today. So Cutting Edge is here. So is Big E. Welcome all. Richard and Harry joined in nice and early. Thank you very, very much. Harry is thinking, I saw the big hedge funds may need a bailout soon. Their $1 trillion basis trade is in deep trouble. They are panicking, selling treasuries right now. Katie is here. Good morning, everybody. Harry, maybe we'll get a big rate cut and QE soon to save Citadel. Jeff, wow, not your normal trader. Good morning. Plain English bagels, or are we going to hear rants of political views? Please stick with the stock market and money in everybody's pockets. There you go. Thank you for the advice. I appreciate the advice. It's great to have you here. Maybe you could consider becoming a member of the channel and be a contributor to the cause too. Hey, Crazy 49er, I'm number 19, 104% tariffs. Oh my God. Zach, number 18 here. Happy day, everybody. Be the Casino, not your normal trader. You're free to leave whenever you want. It's his channel, and he'll discuss what he thinks is important. There you go. Aurora, good morning, everybody. Oh, yes, freedom of speech. Yes, that's true. Crazy 49er, politics and policies influence the markets. Legacy, good morning. Crazy 49er, it's like bagels and cream cheese. The man, well, Trump may have done screwed up when Israel said we will go to zero tariffs, and then Trump said we won't take ours off now. Like I say, it's wild. CKT, how you doing? Savage of Wall Street, good morning, my fellow simpletons and degenerates. Hi, Uncle Bruce. Welcome. Austin is here saying good morning. Savage of Wall Street, number 39 or something like that. I got my thumbs up going. 49er, how was Tahoe, buddy? Charlie, good morning, everybody. The man picked up some May 16 $10 COFI cash secured puts for 140 yesterday. Damn, another 10% monthly return. Way to go, making money. Zach, if the pre-markets hold, my SPY call credit spreads will close. Beautiful. Chase Rosita Parker, good morning. The man, SoFi, baby. David, number 47, thumbs up. Zach, and close nicely. Savage Wall Street, Tahoe and Reno are always nice. The kids got to see the last snow of the year. They played at the arcade and spent hours at the pool. It was fun with the familia. And I have no doubt that Savage funded the entire experience from the gamblers of the option market who are one-way traders, and Savage is taking the money just like you are doing your thing. H. Gregory, good morning. Mandu, Ed, Zach, Doug, welcome all. Hi, everybody. Thank you. The man is saying here, markets will most likely be waiting to see Powell will honor Trump's request to do the expected rate cut. Don't count on it. I don't think so. GameStop has a new option chain yet? Anything? Anybody? Anyone? Deep Value, hello, I'm number 60. Not your normal trader. Here comes the Gold Bagel membership. Sharon, number 63, free range, I'm 64. Rocketeer, Powell ain't budging. You can't lower rates when inflation is increasing due to the dumbass policies. There you go. Lee Mortimer, number 71. Good morning, all. You can't lower interest rates when the U.S. dollar is cratering against other currencies. You lower interest rates, the U.S. dollar goes even lower. It makes it worse. Oops. Where are the buyers for U.S. currency and U.S. treasuries? Jared, good morning from sunny Cincinnati, number 51. Good morning, Jared. Nice to have you here this morning. Cutting edge, my SoFi average price is $16.50 on my 400 shares of SoFi. Should I even attempt to write calls or even dump stock and sell puts? Well, if you dump stock, you'll take a tax loss, I'm assuming. I'm guessing. I don't know. Turn around and write $10 cash secured puts for January. You'll get $2 something, maybe 2.5. What can you get for those? Can you get 25 cents on the 25% on the dollar return by doing January 26 $10 cash secured puts? 263 last trade last night. So 26% on a $10 cash secured put. So you sell the stock, around 10, like 950, 940, whatever it is, and write 4 $10 cash secured puts. You'll bring in $1,000, $1,100, $1,200. You'll bring back up to $11,200 in cash on hand on the 400 shares, and stock sits at $10 a share. These puts will shrink, of course. Stock wants to go to $12 between now and January 2026. These puts are worthless. They'll go down to like $1.80. You'll buy those back, and you'll write 12s or 15s, and you'll bring in another couple of bucks a share times 4. You'll bring in another $1,000 of fresh cash. Now you've built yourself from 10 to 11 to 12 or higher. Stock wants to go to 15. You'll write 20s and bring in 4 or 5 more. You'll now be sitting at $16,000. That's $16 a share. What is that? A ton of money. There you go. I'm just a guy trying to help you out here. Tama Chin. What is this? Go Google Simpsons end of era 12. I don't know what this means. Go Google. The man, cutting edge, either's fine. I prefer the call route and just get assigned and gain a little share price. Up to you. Jeff, JR, not your normal trader. Dude, how are you serious? The markets are, it says something by U.S. policies which are controlled by the political players. Yeah, if you don't like Uncle Bruce's politics, I'm sure you can find someone elsewhere that will tickle your ears. There you go. Susan Shops, I'm the 93rd thumbs up. Charlie, the block button is a beautiful thing. I had to block some trolls recently here. Not interested in arguments. I'm here for knowledge. Trip Hazard, Bruce, you need a hat that says "Make China Great Again." Katie, you and I both, Charlie, the way of the road. Charlie, Jeff Glass, a ton of weird things on The Simpsons have come to be. I hope this one does too. Okay. What else is going on here? Larry Titus, good morning, everybody. I'm number 100. Morning, Larry, from Katie. Charlie Heiler. What else is going on? Morning, all. Number 101. Welcome. Stephen Reeder, Bruce, and mysterious hooded men in vans. Again, they're everywhere. They're everywhere. And what else is happening here? Stuart, number 102. And what else is going on here? Welcome all, welcome all, welcome all, welcome all. Trying to keep up to you. We're opening in 4 minutes, okay, everybody? Welcome to the program. What else? Cherie, good morning, Uncle Bruce. I'm new here. I'm enjoying your show. On cash ticket puts, is the transaction sell to open? Yes. And then to close it, buy to close, not buy to open. You sell to open, buy to close. And our credit spreads level 1 or level 2 trading. I suspect level 2. Charlie says, the man says yes, and level 2. So sell to open, buy to close is the cash secured put routine. And if you're doing covered calls, sell to open, buy to close as well. The man, Charlie Grand, you can create your one credit spread on level 1 with just doing 2 separate contracts. You can do that as well. Prison Blue is clothing made in the USA. Thank you. At a correctional facility in Oregon. There you go. Get your orange suits. Oh, my gosh. I don't know. All right. They're very popular in Japan. Prison Blue jeans, apparently. Okay. That's right. They do make blue jeans over there, don't they? All right. With slave labor, what do these guys get? $1 a day? Unbelievable. The exploitation of prisoners by America is shocking to me. I don't know why there's no outrage. If these employees of these companies, which is what they are, even though they're in prison, if they were paid a minimum wage and they couldn't spend any of the money that they were getting other than like a couple of bucks a day in the commissary, they would leave prison with thousands of dollars on hand waiting for them. They'd have a leg up on the economy. They'd have a leg up to get back into society. But nope, they come out of there with like $50 to $100, and they're supposed to stay out of trouble. Unbelievable. It's a guaranteed lose. Anyways, someone's making money on that labor. Yeah, no kidding. Whatever. It is what it is. I'm just a guy. Oh gosh. Welcome all. Last night, Jen and I were watching the first hour of Search for the Holy Grail. And I was waiting to catch up to the Knights of Ni. I watched the whole Knights of Ni thing. I'm just sitting there thinking to myself, well, that's pretty silly, isn't it? They're sure funny. And I think I got my whole channel based on that, the Knights of Ni. I love those guys. Those guys are great. You shall not pass. I love the knight who fights, loses both arms and both legs. Come back here. Good morning from Ray. Howdy do. Touchgrass. Howdy, folks. Susan Shops. Hey, Jeff, I want to write, to write call spreads on Qs, but the deep out of the money, I look to be safe. The premiums are too low. 15 cents just not enough for 1 or 2 week experience. I think I might not be looking at it. Oh, there we go. Okay. All righty. You might want to write 6 week calls that expire 6 weeks and close them with 3 weeks to go. If they're going to depreciate down to 15 cents with a couple of weeks to go, then go out 6 or 8 weeks, create those and shut them down before the 1 or 2 or 3 week time frame, so that you're into a trade for 2 or 3 weeks and you're making your dollar over there. The option chain is your secret here to success on these credit spreads. Where are the adults in this administration? Oh my God. Stephen, roller coasters say what? I want to write these call spreads, just not sure I'm looking at it the right way. Susan, you got to go further out for the spreads and shut them down way before they die. That's the thing. What else is going on here? Larry, I've rung the bells, Bruce. You're open and we're trading. And I thank you all very much for this. Jeff, there aren't enough prisons and inmates to scale up to corporate manufacturing capacity. Prison blues is a niche market and getting popular in Japan. So yeah, they're being exported. Richard, neat. Jeff Glass, right. That was crazy that this whole tariff thing started because Jared Kushner found a book title on Amazon that he thought Trump would like. Knee emojis coming from Charlie. Ricardo of Love, whatever, Juan, knee emojis. Thank you all for being here. Welcome to the program. Welcome to the show. Thank you for hanging out with me tonight, this morning. Let's see if we can get you richer. Let's follow the markets and see what they want to do. Nothing personal. We're just here to try to make money. Isn't that all we're here for? Although we are among friends, and I love that. Giddy up, everybody. Thank you all for being here and joining me today. Welcome one and all from around the world to this YouTuber. It's great to have you here. Waiting to see what this market wants to show us. We're going to find out shortly what this market has got going on. And thank you for joining in. Got to get my coffee going here. Good morning from Christina and roller coaster from Ricardo. Christina, I'm number 146 on your thumbs up meter. Bruce, you're going for 200 today. You're going to get it. Thank you all for helping us get to 200 thumbs ups quicker than usual. You guys are the best. I appreciate the support. It's free to hand out thumbs up. So if you can find that thumbs up button, please nail it for me. Give us a bit of a boost there. Much appreciated. Okay. We've got responders now, 234 of them. 234 of you folks have told me the kind of options you're writing right now. I'm writing these options the most. Covered calls, 35% of you. Cash secured puts, 46%. and credit spreads. 20% of you are writing credit spreads now, 1 in 5 on that one. So that is a pretty good split there. And these are all excellent, excellent conservative strategies to take money off the table. Bottom line, I want you kids to get richer, please, and indeed get richer. Right on. Thank you, everyone, for being here today. Love to see the responders come in and also those thumbs ups. Fantastic. 157. 7 more thumbs ups. Just hit. Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Let's see, Ray. I like the knight who lost both of his arms after learning how to write options, selling cash reports, and watching the market continue to drop. It's the only flesh wound. Come back here. Don't run away. The Dow is 160 points lower. That's all. We don't have a 1,000-point drop going on right now. We're not down 1,500. We're down 160. This is a nothing burger. SoFi is up 8. ASTS is up 7. Rocket Lab is up 63 cents. GameStop up 26. MSTR up 950 and AI up 11. But we have seen this show before, haven't we? We have seen the show where everything goes green in the morning and then loses later. We got to watch the whole day. We can't just watch the first 10 minutes. SMCI up 94 cents. NVIDIA's up 303. Tesla's up 550. Palantir's up to 11. You know, we gotta stick around a while and let things sort of settle in, and let's see what's going on. And of course, your friend in Washington, is this guy going to say anything today? Is he not going to say anything today? He's not on a golf course. He's in the White House, so who knows what the hell's coming out of there. I'm just a guy trying to figure it out like you are. Where are we at? Anyway, there you go. Jeff says that Jared found a book on Amazon that made Navarro the economic advisor during Trump 1.0. The problem with the book is that he references a fictitious person that lives in Navarro's brain. No expert. I just am amazed at how ridiculous it is. It's just insanity, and it is a really criminal, in my deep opinion, because we are talking about $10 trillion of world losses. $10 trillion have been eviscerated from the markets, and for no reason whatsoever. Absolutely nothing was wrong going in, and I'm just a guy trying to help you find a way to make money. That's all I'm trying to do. Don't read anything more into it. Really, Bobby, I always forget to pay attention when they first meet the knights. Does anyone say the word "it" later? Yes, they say the word "it" later. JJ, keep calm and short Tesla on the pops. Vilbas, China dumping treasury should be a major red light flashing at the White House, if they even know what that means. Christina, I wrote 20 cash secured put yesterday. 20 cash secured puts yesterday on SoFi with a $10 strike. They expire late May 2025, and I got $1.48 for them, and that's a beautiful, beautiful write. 14.8% payoff for late May, 5-6 weeks, and you won't be waiting all 5 or 6 weeks. If the shares touch $11 2 weeks from now, just before the earnings come out, these are going to be 75 cents, 50 cents. I mean, we'll see about that. Charlie, Ron Vera is who Navarro quotes in his book. It's an anagram of his last name. The guy is a fraud. Free range. Well done, Christina. Nicely written on those $10 cash secured puts. Easy peasy, quick money. Nice job. Giddy up. Yeah, Charlie, that's his last name. And Navarro, he just plays with the letters and made up a name out of the blue. His own name, scrambling his own letters from his own name. This is what the entire U.S. government strategy is on right now. The entire world economy is on this. How do you feel? How do you feel, Americans? How do you feel, Americans, that this guy is your president? We on the outside, who are not Americans, just have stopped being amazed at it all. We've just stopped. We keep thinking, well, Belarus has a dictator who won re-election 2 years ago with 98% of the vote. I mean, you got to believe that's real. Hungary's election, I think, was thrown out. They're going to redo that, if I'm not mistaken. Putin wins all the time because there are no opponents. By the time the ballots are presented to the voters, all the opposition guys running for the president of Russia have passed away. It's really an amazing phenomenon over there. Decades of people dying in their 40s and 50s in Russia to try to unseat Putin from power. It's really an amazing thing. China doesn't allow elections of anyone else but the guy who's running the show. So, that's a dictatorship. Hey, just watch. We're just watching from the outside. We're watching what's happening there and what's happening in America. And by the way, in the meantime, did you know that right now Canada is in the middle of a national election? Did you know that? Not making news anywhere. It's hardly making news in Canada. Liberals are leading in the polls. Going to be another minority government. Nothing new there. What can I say? Just a guy. Jeff Glass, as an American, I'm embarrassed, ashamed, angry, and sorry for all the people that will be hurt here and abroad. Well, the vote was held November 4, and there was a choice to be made. Now, I get it. There's certain people out there in the U.S. that will never, ever accept a female president. Just built in. Never, ever. And, you get what you get, and you got what you got. And so you deal with what you got to deal with. I guess the key now is it's April. May, June, July, August, September, October, November. In 7 months and a year, 19 months from now, are the midterms. That is the first opportunity that American voters have to put a stop to a lot of this stuff, but not all of it. But will they take the opportunity to do it? I don't know. I do not know. I'm just a guy in front of a computer, but we're watching. We'll see what happens. Jared, I wrote 35 triple Qs, cash secured puts that are expiring April 15. I wrote these 447, 448. So there's a $1 spread. This is a $3,500 trade. And the return was 21 cents on the trade. So he put up $100 to do each one of these, and he got $21 in cash in credit, 21% return for an April 15 expiry contract under Qs. Wow, that's amazing. I hope that works out very well. Those were 447s, 448s, and the Qs are trading at 420. So as long as the Qs stay under 447, crazy 49er clears. How many of those? 35 times $21. He makes $700. There you go. 49er, as an American citizen, I'm slightly worried about re-entering the country after 2 weeks abroad, and I'm an American. JJ, a DJT plus 4% Uncle Bruce, right credit spreads. DJT plus 4%. Are you talking about the Trump stock? I would stay away from that if that's what you're asking me. Lisa, EU to issue retaliation tariffs on U.S. imports starting the 15th of April. Here we go. That's coming, and we'll see how it goes the other direction. Stephen Butler, Harvey the Rabbit Economics. Just ask your imaginary friend what you should do. It was funny in the movies, but it's not so funny in real world economics. Henry, I just wrote call. Are you doing CCC? Are these credits? I know what's going on. $20 Rocket Lab covered calls. 20 expiring April 25. I got 99 cents. Uncle B. Rocket Lab is trading at 1 minute. Where are we now? Rocket Lab is 18.15, and you're writing $20 calls, right? Covered calls, $20 covered calls. You got 99 cents for them. Giddy up, out of the money covered calls that die in 16 days. Okay, very interesting trade. Right on, taking money from gamblers, writing out of the money calls. There's nothing wrong with this. Nothing. So if the stock goes to $21 next week, he'll just roll those. He'll buy those 20 back. He'll buy the 20s back. And he'll write 22s that expire 2 weeks later. And he'll bring in another 50 cents or a buck. This guy knows how to make money. Well done, sir. Way to go there, Henry. Henry T. Yes. Cover calls. That's what I did, sir. Nice job. Nice. Yes. We're up 134 on the Dow. We're green on the Dow. We were down 600, 700, half an hour to go before the opening. We're up 130 on the market this morning. We're up 38 on S&P. We're up 227 on NASDAQ. Oil still at $57 a barrel. We're up 16 cents on your SoFi. We're up 20 cents on ASTS. We're up 82 cents on Rocket Lab, $18. We're up 47 cents on GameStop, $23.86. MSTR is up 16 bucks. AI up 36 cents. SMCI, Supermicro up 92. NVIDIA up 298. Tesla's up 878. The Spiders are up $4. The Qs are up $5.85. Palantir up $3.35. Costco up $1.79. Coinbase up $5.93. Google up $1.29. Apple up $5.40. Well, $5.55 now. Apple is higher. Broadcom up $6. Microsoft up $5.69. Intel is up 33 cents. Netflix is up 22 cents. Meta up $3. Eli Lilly Pharmaceutical. Rumors of tariffs on pharmaceuticals out of Europe down $20. Amazon up $2.50. Uber up $1.79. Adobe is actually down 95 cents, but it might be coming back. Cisco's up 35. AMD is up 243. Unity up 43. Enphase down 89 cents, but I think it's improving. Spires are sitting at 892. Can't get out of their own way right now. Moderna down 38. Drug stock. Pfizer down 51. Drug stock. IBM down a buck. HBQ down just 5 cents. HD, Home Depot down 5 1/4. SMH, Vanik Semiconductors at $182.95, up $3. Goldman down $6. Boeing is up $2.89. Target $126 higher. JP Morgan down 20 cents. Walmart up $2.64. They announced they expect to make just as much money next year as this year. With all the tariffs, with all the turmoil, Walmart says we're going to make just as much money as last year next year. So the stock is up a little. Believe them or not, that's what they're saying. Okay. Disney up 30 cents. American Airlines up 27, but it's only $9.34. DraftKings up 70 cents. AMC up 5 cents at $2.70, and Royal Caribbean $184.91, up $4.70 this morning so far. The question is, will these shares hold these prices, add to them, or do we back off again? Because right now the Dow is down 48 points after just being up 133 minutes ago. So we're all over the map and going to stay that way for quite some time, I'm sorry to report. However, if you write out-of-the-money contracts, out-of-the-money call credit spreads, out-of-the-money calls, hey, I think you can make a lot of money. I really do. And if you want to retire early, get in gear with your 401k and your RRSP in Canada and start writing calls on stock you're sitting on. You're giving your stocks free rent to sit in your account. You're an idiot if you're doing that. You're an idiot if you're not getting money for your stock. You got to be paid. You got to be paid to put your hard-earned money into any security. If you're not being paid, you're a moron. I'm sorry. You're like the White House. You're full of morons. You got to write contracts, get paid to hold stock, write out-of-the-money calls. Let's go. Giddy up. Now, if you are able to write cash-secured puts, some of you can do that in your retirement accounts. It depends on what firm, what country, whatever. That's a good idea. A very good idea to do. A very, very, very good idea. Cash-secured puts. Okay, everybody, we'll see what happens. We're just people in front of computers already. Vilba says that I have a buddy that works at a lighting company, light bulbs and the like. They're already doing a round of layoffs today because light bulbs come in from overseas. Yeah, I don't know many light bulbs made in America. James of the Misty Tree, good morning. I'm lucky 168 on that thumbs up meter, Vilbas. He says around 90 to 95% of the lighting that they have, the light bulbs, comes from China. Flint Creek, good morning. Late to the day, but I am here. Welcome, one and all, to the program. Do you know anyone that's getting laid off? Any of you? Do any of you know people getting laid off that are friends, relatives, anyone you know? What business are they in? What is the industry that they're involved with? Is it because of tariffs? Is it because of overseas uncertainty? Are the exporters? Are exporters getting hit? I'd love to know that. Importers, of course, retailers, anything you can tell me from that you've heard from your little circle out there, let me know. I'll pass it on to the world, because certain media might not tell you what's going on in the bigger picture. This story of someone getting laid off at a lighting center, is that going to make Fox News? Is that going to make CNN? But it's interesting to know this, isn't it? To see it on the edge. Things are fraying at the edge. Yeah. Well, there you go, everybody. Welcome to the program. We're down 110 on the Dow now. We're still up a quarter point on S&P. We're about to go negative. Here we are, down 2 on S&P. Now we're negative there. NASDAQ still up 107 at the moment. Oil down 224 a barrel, 57.40. We were down to 55.50 this morning, and we're going lower than that. We're going to go lower than that on oil. Trust me on this one. We're going lower. The VIX is only up 33 cents at 52.66, but it's at 52.66. That's not good. We got to be down into the 20s. We're at 52.66. That's too high. Okay. Vilba says that he even said they predicted this in the fall and loaded up on stock ahead of tariffs. So they bought all kinds of light bulbs. They brought them in. They got them now. And now they're laying off staff because they're going to sell off this inventory and not replace it. And they don't want to have a drain from cash flow from employees. I get it. I can see if they can run on a shoestring budget, they will. Christina, as you know, I'm in the military. There are many civilians that work with us and for us. Well, currently there's a hiring freeze. There are people here that are being let go because they're in a temporary slot. Yesterday I was working with a guy and he says, well, I will take care of this, but I need you to know today is my last day. I said, oh, did you take the pay cut? He said, no, I'm in a temp position. I'm out of here. And Doge is letting go of temp and term position people. Austin, nothing official yet, but hiring freezes, purchase restrictions have started at our university. I suspect there will be layoffs coming across the staff and faculty. Stephen Butler, can an investor write puts or call options on bonds? I know bonds have call features and the issuer can exercise, and that's different. Probably the only way or the easiest way you can write options on bonds, Stephen, is if you're writing options on ETFs that are bonds. But the problem with ETF options, their liquidity is awful. Spreads are terrible. You probably can't get in and out easily. So I don't know how you can. Unless you're into the bond trading business, I doubt you can do it. But again, if anyone has a suggestion, please tell us. But I don't know of one. There you go. What can I say? Merck and Goldman Sachs share losses lead the Dow's drop, but we're positive again. We're up 32 points on the Dow just now. We just turned around. We're up 21 on S&P. We're up 200 on NASDAQ. We just turned around and went up another batch. Computer buy programs are coming in. Computer sell programs are coming in. It is just insanity. Christina says that the issue with the hiring freeze is this. There are valid slots, and the people in the temp and term positions can fill them, but they can't when you're not allowed to hire anyone. Here you go. When you've got, like I've said a million times to you guys, when you use a sledgehammer or a machine gun to cut down staff, you let go some good people, and you let go people that are essential to the proper running of an organization. The CDC in Atlanta, there are stories coming out of Atlanta right now that petri dishes filled with toxic viruses and antidotes, and there are all kind of test tube testing being done, all that were left behind by staff told to get out in an hour. I mean, there are researchers who were told to leave. You are fired, get out. You can't even shut off the damn machine. It's scary what's going on in some of these places. Really scary stuff. And we're talking about antidotes against infectious diseases that are halfway through perfecting, that are now destroyed, that are now gone, wasted, years of work eviscerated, millions, billions of dollars invested, walked away. We're talking about some really serious stuff here that, again, you're not going to hear this on Fox News. They're not going to tell you that. What? That would be counter to their narrative. It's really bad. It's really bad. This will take years to come out. Years. It's going to be interesting, the next presidential campaign. Which candidates will run for the Republican nomination and the Democratic nomination? What will be their core announcements? Elect me and I will do this on day one. Which candidate will Americans believe the most when it comes to, here's what I'm going to do? And will it be a candidate that says, the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to eliminate all these stupid tariffs. That's the first thing I'm going to do. We're going to go to a free trade economy so that we all are on the same playing field. Second thing I'm going to do is I'm going to rehire all the scientists. It's going to take years, but we're going to rebuild the advancements we make in medical, virus defeating, medicines, healthcare. I wonder if we're going to run into a year from now a health scare of epic proportions where there is no antidote to fight it, and there are no people at the CDC to create an antidote against a quickly developing disease. Call me a fearmonger, but I wonder what is going to happen. I don't like what I'm seeing, but that's just me. I'm just a guy. What do I know? A friend of mine in the telemedicine, the doctor at a VA, Doge said they need to move into a government building, any building. Now you can get a prostate exam and a driver's license at the same time. There you go. Vilbus, measles is killing kids in Texas right now. Yes, it is, but you're not going to hear about it very often from very many places. Measles. We killed measles in the 60s in North America. 60s, 70s, eradicated it. It's back. It's a terribly spreadable disease. It is a scary spreader. It kills. Lisa, coronavirus 2.0 incoming. There won't be any medicine or vaccines. Yeah, it's going to be bad. Well, I guess Americans are going to have to depend on the Canadians to produce it. The Americans are going to have to depend on the Brits and the Europeans to produce it and create it and invent it. And then Americans will pay the world price for the drug, which won't be covered by the government, of course. And do you have $1,000 for a vaccine that might save your life? What will you pay? I don't know. I'm just a guy in front of a computer. I'm just trying to speculate with you. What do you think? We're up 144 on the Dow. I can tell you that's a certainty. We're up 144 on the Dow right now. We're up 16 cents on SoFi, down 3 on ASTS, up 77 on Rocket Lab, up 58 cents on GameStop, and up $14 on MSTR, Strategy Incorporated, and AI is up 19 cents. I can tell you that for sure. Not sure what else I can tell you for sure. Maybe I can tell you how many thumbs ups I have for sure. I can tell you that we now have 168, which means we are for sure only 32 away from 200 thumbs ups. And thank you, everybody, for that. As far as the question of the day goes, I can tell you that 263 people have answered the question today, telling me, Bruce, these are the options I'm writing most right now. Covered calls, 35%. Cash secured puts, 46% of you. Credit spreads, 19%. This is what I can tell you for certain. No holding back. No nothing. Okay, there you go. All right. People are asking me questions all the time about, can we do this? Can we do that? Can I get together with you for a one-on-one? And I say, yes, I would be happy to have an on-camera, private, one-on-one consultation with any of you if you'd like to have one. What do you charge? I charge $500, which is supposed to be an hour. It's never an hour because we talk too much. It usually is an hour and a half, hour and 3/4. And I attempt in that time frame to give you the right guidance so that you'll say to yourself, $500? I just learned $20,000 of ideas here. I mean, this is chump change. The one-on-ones are perfect for those of you who are learning how to write, getting better at it, but not maybe scoring the way you think you should be scoring, or you've been making a few dollars, but you'd really like to be more effective with your win rate. And where I come in and say, why don't you tell me what exactly you got going right now? Like, what have you been doing and how have you been doing it? And I can quickly figure out, I see the problem here, or there's 3 things you should be doing differently. One is just a slight adjustment. One's a little more. One is very different. And by the time we get to stage 1, 2, and 3, you guys are sitting there going, Uncle Bruce, oh my God, I should be doing one of these every 2 weeks with you. I don't know what I'm thinking about. This $500 cost, you have to put it up against what are you getting back from it. If I can zero in on just your trading to straighten you out with 10 credit spreads at a time, if I can help you make 50 cents on a credit spread, which is $50, and you can do 10 of those at a time, which is $500. There's the $500. One of those credit spreads for a week or 2 will cover a session, and you'll use this knowledge for the rest of your life. You will get back more than $500, but you have to pay me for my time. Yes. 45 years of knowledge. Yes. But I know you're going to win handsomely. And there are many here who have done one-on-ones, multiple one-on-ones, who will say, ask me if I've made money with this guy or not. I'll tell you. Anyway, if you want to have a one-on-one, send me a private email and just say, Uncle Bruce, I need to have a one-on-one with you. Can you see me? Can we get together this weekend? I work Monday to Friday. Can we do something on Saturday or Sunday? Tell me what times work for you, and try to use Eastern time. That would be the best. Let's just talk Eastern time as a standard time frame, because I'm out here in California. Some of you are in Europe. Some of you are in Kansas. Some of you are in St. John's, Newfoundland. Some of you, I don't know where you are. So you're everywhere. Let's use Eastern time and figure out what time should we start. And I could book off that. I can block off a couple of hours and go, okay, that is going to be time for so-and-so. And if it's Sunday that works for you, let me know. If it's Friday afternoon or if it's a Tuesday late morning, just tell me when, how, we'll figure it out. Okay? Okay. I'm doing the best I can. As best I can. Oh, no. Thank you, everybody. Crazy times. There you go. Cutting Edge says, if I sell those 400 SoFi, I think it's what we're talking about. You're selling those 400, I'm going to take a $2,300 loss. I think I'll wait a bit. Well, like I said before, if you sell the shares and then turn around and immediately bring in $1,000 or $1,200 in credit spread money, you're only off $1,100. And you're watching your value improve the higher the stock goes. You'll then add another couple of thousand to the pot and you'll now be ahead. Right now, you've got to let the stock bring it back. And it's okay. We're up 34 cents. Yes. Okay. You're not down as much. You got $120 back right now with a 34-cent gain. Okay. Great. You decide how you want to do it. Shares reach 10 and you decide, I'm going to write $12 cash secured puts, Bruce. I'm going to write January 12th. So I'm not even going to write May or June's. I'll write January 12th. That are 2 in the money plus premium, maybe I can bring in $1,200-1,500 doing this or more. Maybe then you'll make the move. I don't know. My account can't write spreads, unfortunately, so I can't do spreads. So you can do calls, or can you do cash secret puts? I don't know. It's okay, cutting edge, whichever way it works, whatever way it works. I see nothing wrong, actually. Nothing. Doing nothing. Just holding SoFi. Just sitting there going, I know I'm down from $16 to this level, but I know that at the end of the month, they're coming up with their conference call. The first quarter is already done. They're 9 days into their second quarter. I know they're making a ton of money. I'm not going to sell this stock, and I'm not walking away from SoFi. So I support you. And I agree with you. That's a good answer. Can the shares rebound to 12.15 to 18? Oh, damn right they can. Can they go to 2022? You damn right they can. Can it happen this year? Yeah, it can happen this year. So let's just see what gives. Yes, I have $100,000 worth of SoFi and Rocket Lab cash secured puts for Jan 16. Well, there you go. It's all good, cutting edge. Not a problem. It's all good. 310-point gain on the Dow. Look at that. Look at that. 300. Why? I can't tell you. Did someone not say something? Is that why? Or did someone say something? Is that why? I don't know. We're up 337 points. We've seen this before, haven't we? Do you trust this? We'll take it. We'll say thank you. But will we guarantee that this is going to be the rest of the day's level? No, we're not. We're not stupid, We're option writers. We're casinos. We love the fact that the market is up and that the gamblers are happy because they're sloshing money around that you are going to take advantage of. 984 on SoFi right now. Okay. 2045 up 15 on ASTS, up 90 on Rocket Lab, 1808. GameStop 2402 up 62 cents. MSTR up 1649. AI up 28 cents. Supermicro up 72. Nvidia up 440. Tesla up 11.15. So we're happy with the move up. We're not upset, but we're also kind of going, oh, show me more. This isn't 200, 300 point move in 5 minutes can be eliminated. So we don't, we've been around the block a few times here. So let's just see how this plays out. Cash secured, cash option writers know more and are very patient people if they know what they're doing. Stephen, it is a pump and dump going on right now, Bruce. Yeah, maybe. We're up 268 now. So here we go. The S&P is up 50. NASDAQ's up 280. So NASDAQ is up 1.8%, which is good. S&P is only up 0.95, which is okay. But the Dow's only up 0.7, which is lagging. The Dow should really be up about 600 points to equal what the NASDAQ is doing. We're not up 600. So let's watch the Dow and the S&P and the NASDAQ and look for confirmation on everything, okay? Jeff Glass, I'm writing Rocket Lab cover calls again. I just got 212 for $35 calls for January 26th. Thank you very much. Give me the damn money. There you go. I have been writing and buying these back every day lately. I love this game, Uncle Bruce. They are just making me nothing but money. And if that allows you to buy another 100 shares of Rocket Lab and then another 100 and another, and then you write another contract and another contract and another contract. Yeah, buying and selling and buying and selling, growing your account. This is a formula to success, Jeff. You keep up this good work. I love this game. Wing Commander, I'm back from my performance review. What did I miss? Well, Wing Commander, the kind of raise you're about to get, being the super employee you are, the irreplaceable, absolutely dependable God that you are, option money for you is side money, isn't it? I mean, you make all your money getting paid. Go to work, isn't it? Isn't it? Or am I missing something here? Wing Commander, good morning, my friend. We're up, but we were up 300 points 5 minutes ago. Now we're up 115 points. Been doing this all day. Up and down and up and down. What a mess. Yes, crazy 49er. Should we sell and buy or just roll? Sell and buy or just, I'm not sure. Sell and then buy the stock, write a call. Yeah, sell. I don't know. Write options, buy them back cheaper, write more options, build cash, buy more stock to write more options to keep the. I don't know what I'm missing here. Jeff Glass, I actually used the proceeds to write $7 SoFi cash secured puts. Genius. Genius. Just like Wile E. Coyote. Genius. I like this game. 974 on your stock. Easy peasy money, buddy. Jeff, been selling and buying these back every day too. Oh, lovely, Jeff. Lovely. I love this game. I do. Congratulations, all of you. Well done across the board. This is what I want to hear. Crazy 49. Okay, sorry. Write and buy versus just rolling the ones you wrote. Now you got Jen laughing here. One man's write and buy back and write again is another man's rolling. Right, buy back, roll, buy back, roll. This is the same. I think this is the same thing in a different context, but yeah, I think so. If I'm missing something, you let me know, because I'm old and I'm tired and I'm doing. Cindy, I know what you mean. I just roll so I don't miss out. There. Well, did that help you, Crazy 49er? If it did, I'm a happy guy. I'm just trying to figure it out. We're only up 43 on the Dow now. So, we were up 300. Now we're only up 43. Welcome to today. Welcome to normal. Today's normal. SoFi 974 up 24 cents. GameStop 23.76 up 37. That's where we at. We're up, but not as up. And so Crazy 49er laughing. I think I get it though. Yeah, I know what you're saying, Bruce. I see what you're saying. Yeah. It is kind of funny when you think of it in different terms. A rollover is sometimes a very successful trade. It just happened to be that, I sold them. I wrote them at $5. I bought them back for $1. And then I wrote new options that are at $5. My friend said, well, you just did a rollover. I said, no, I took a new position. Okay, you did a rollover position. You did a new position that happens to be a rollover. It's just a new position.
Or maybe he wrote on a different stock.
Different stock, different expiry, different strikes. Every trade is a new trade anyway. And so I just want you to make money. However you do whatever you're doing, just make it work. Make it work for you. Make money. Make $1,000 a day. Get to the point where you're making $1,000 a day. That's $30,000 a month, and you are in the upper 10% of the United States. Susan Shops, SoFi is at 983, up 3.47%. The bid 236, the mid 245, and the ask is 255. If expecting a pullback, I'd like to write Jan 2610s on red, not green. Would stink at 3. Be silly. Okay, so. This is just a great example of what you guys are faced with from time to time, if not every time you want to write something. You want to write a contract, and you see it anywhere from 236 to 255, and you're wondering what. The broker is telling me that fair value is 245, and you see the stock at 983. If I were a writer, and I wanted to write this January $10 cash secured put, as a cash secured put, or I wanted to sell a put that I had been long, but I'm going to be a writer. I'm writing the $10 cash secured put. I see it at 255, and I see the market at 983, the stock, right? The fact that it's 979 right now, don't worry about that. So I'm looking at this going, all right, the contract is 17 cents in the money, and it has until January to live, and then it dies worthless. The last trade on that thing was whatever. I see it offered at 255. I might go, you know what? If I get a nice price for this, I will be happy to take it. But I'm not happy with 255. I want more than that. I don't even want 255. I want 269. Well, you put in a stink offer at 269 and fold your arms like I do and say to the market, hey, I know you're 236 to 255, but I'm not going to sell my contract to anybody at 236 or 245 or 255 or anything in between there. I'm at 269. I'll leave it there until I change my mind. Now, if the stock is 983, and then it's 980, and it's 975. You might notice the market shift a little. 238 bid, 248 fair value, 259 offer. You're just going to stay back and just say, I'm at 269. Come and get me. Sometimes stocks, like markets, drop, move irrationally. And if SoFi dropped 20 cents in 5 minutes from 983 to 963 back to 983, in that 20-cent dip in 3 minutes of time, there might be an opportunity where someone puts in a market buy order to buy these puts. The only seller on the offer is someone at 269, because the 255 people got bought out, the 259 people got bought out, the 260s got bought out, the 65s got bought out, the next offer is 69, behind that it's 70, behind that it's 75, and it traded at 269, you got out. 3 minutes later, it's at 255 offer again because the stock went back up to 983. And you're sitting there going, oh, I wrote them at 269. Look at that. What are they trading at right now? 236 to 255, fair value 245. That's a stink offer executed in a perfect way. You're going to just say, you either give me 269 or you don't get my contract or my 10 contracts or whatever number I want to write. On the buy side, the opposite, you wrote these at $6. Let's just pretend you did. And you want to buy them back now. And it's a 236, 255 market. And you're thinking, well, if the stock pops to 1010, 1020, these contracts will drop to 220, 215. I'll put in a buy order at 221. 15 cents below the 236. Well, the buyer at 236 has to get filled. The 235 buyers have to get filled. There might be bids below that to 230. They got to get filled. There's buy orders all the way to 225. They got to get filled. Then you're at 221. You're waiting down there. But stocks have a habit of going up and down 10, 15, 20 cents for no damn reason. And so you're just sitting there going, hey, give me a stupid swing. Here's a bid. You want to hit this bid? 221 is all I'm willing to give you. I'm folding my arms. I'll wait all day. If it doesn't happen today, screw you. I'll buy them tomorrow. But I'm not going to put in an order first thing in the morning at 221 tomorrow morning. Oh, no. I'm going to see how the market is doing first. I'm going to give the market the first 15 minutes to open up. Because if the stock has a pre-market, it's already moving up to 10, 10, 20, 10, 30. We might go to 1050, 1070. That means these might go down to $2. 192. I might put in a 196 stink bid. Everything changes all the time. That is the option writers are ruthless. You are assassins. You are picking off wins one after the other, but on your terms. That's how you have to play this game. Jeff, I'm not rolling, gambling a bit, writing the calls as the stock goes up, buying back when it goes down. Jeff, trying to take advantage of this roller coaster. Jared, I got to put in more stink offers. I got to put in more of these. Jeff, that's what I've been doing on the Rocket Lab covered calls. Stink offers as the stock appears to be moving up. Stink bids to buy them as it falls. There you go. There you go. You control what you pay. You control what you get. And you fold your arms and go, I'm here. I'm not your sap. I'm not just going to give you my contracts. I'm not just going to pay what you tell me to pay. No. I have my pricing. These are my targets. I see the Dow was up 300. Now it's down 12. I don't think SoFi goes up when the Dow loses 300 points in 20 minutes. Call me crazy, but I don't think that's going to happen unless something wild is going on at SoFi. Nothing wild is going on at SoFi or Rocket Lab or anywhere else. So I'm watching the Dow. I'm watching the S&P. I'm watching NASDAQ, and I'm governing my contracts accordingly. Welcome to the party, pal. Nice to have you here. How it's done. And you might think to yourself, oh, Bruce, you're making a big deal about a 20-cent difference in some stupid contracts. $20 a contract. Are you doing 100 contracts a month, in and out, in and out, in and out? If you can be 20 cents better off when you buy them and or sell them times 100 turnovers of contracts, which is 50 buys, 50 sells, or 50 sales and 50 buys, that $20 times 100 contracts, that's $2,000 in your pocket. What's your overhead in your house? Are you paying $5,000 a month to live? $2,000 a month more in profits being a better buyer and seller? There's a class number associated with this. That pays for my $200 class for the rest of your life. $2,000 a month, $24,000 a year better off. We're not talking about doing thousands of contracts here. Get with the program, people. We're trying to help you get richer every dollar along the road. Totally up to you, though, if you want to do it or not. Jeff, if I'm stuck with a $35 Rocket Lab covered call because it keeps rising, I'm good with that, too, because my stock is going up. That's right. That's right, Jeff. I just fold my arms, and there you go. Giddy up, baby. Yes, sir. Giddy up is right. Welcome all to the program. Thank you for being here. Congratulations, option buyers. Option lesson buyers. Those of you grabbing my lessons, you're taking control of your lives. There's the homepage for my website, stockmarketsbruce.ca. You go to the link that says classes, and then you just head over here. Here's the first 2 lessons right here. Everybody has to do these. Start with this. You can take these 2 classes and immediately you can open up a practice account with any broker and start practice trading the art of writing contracts. And then go after lessons 3 and 4. If you want to buy them one at a time, they're $200 each. Knock yourself out. Where's the stink bid, stink offer class? Which one is that? Let's see. Is that number 10, 11, 12, rollover strategies, 10, 11, 9, 10, there he's in, 13, 14. There it is, number 13, lucky number 13. Stink offers, stink bids, and the psychology of markets. Oh my God, does that lesson make people money? Oh my God. I put that lesson together, and the live class could not believe what they were learning. At number 14, how to maximize, that one came in real handy right away. And then here we are, advanced poor man covered call strategies, how to use other people's money to profit in the options market. That's credit spreads, you guys. That's called credit spreads. Here we are, fixing option trades and adding cash with smart spreads, how to maximize stock option writing profits. Oh my God, all I'm trying to do is make you a smarter option writer. Create one and make you as good as possible with it. But you have to want to be an option writer to really get involved. And if you want 4 for the price of 3, you've got the month of April to take advantage of. Send me an email and say, Uncle Bruce, I want to buy lessons number 1, 2, 3, 4, numbers 15, 14, 15, 16, 17, whatever the 4 you want, 8 you want, 12 you want. You want all 18, it'll run you $150 a class instead of $200. Just tell me you want all 18, make a donation to the PayPal account. There you go. We'll set you up. And if you want a one-on-one after that, as you're taking the classes and you want to hang out with the prof live to go over a few of these lessons you're learning, I'm happy to do that too. You're investing in your business, the business of being an option writer for the rest of your life at your leisure. Whether you're doing it part-time while you're working full-time, whether you're working part-time out of the house and full-time in the market, whether you're just a full-time asset manager, now you're going to just run your account. That's all you want to do. I'm here to try to help you get there. You let me know. You let me know when you want to do it. You know where to find me. I'm here. Thank you all so very much. Congratulations. Many of you saying goodbye to your day job, saying goodbye to your working life, period. At age 53, you're retired instead of age 65. Do you know what that means? Do you have any idea the advantage of retiring at 53 versus 65 is? How many people have you heard in your family, through your friends, coworkers? How many times have you heard this story? Oh yeah, I remember about 10 years ago, there was a guy working for the company, and we had the big retirement party. Hit 65 and was retiring, and within a year, got cancer, went into the hospital, had to have operations, never traveled, never went anywhere, was destitute within a month. The insurance wouldn't cover him for half this stuff. Just got wiped out, never traveled, nothing. You are 51 years old right now, and you're looking at me going, Uncle Bruce, I don't want to wait until I'm 65 to travel. I want to travel. I want to not be working anymore like I've been working. This is killing me, man. This is driving me nuts. The stress. Can I help me not go to work anymore? Right, when you become an option writer, this is a lot more fun. It's your gig. You're the boss. You're the employee. You're the janitor. You're the shareholder. You're the winner. And you can do option writing from anywhere in the world. You don't have to be in a cubicle to be an option writer. You don't have to be stuck at home to be an option writer. You've always dreamed of traveling in an RV for a while. You've wanted to drive across America for 2 years and see all 50 states. You can be a full-time RV and an option writer at the same time. And the strategy is to make more money writing options than it costs you to be an RVer. For some of you, the way to do that is to sell off everything you've got, get rid of the house, get out of the apartment, lower your cost of living down to the cost of your RV. Maybe you own one, you're buying a used one, you're a handy person with your ability to maintain an RV. I don't know. Whatever you're into RVing, you're into RVing. And now you can live in an RV for $1,000 a month, $1,500 a month. You can live in an RV. Hey, you got a say $100,000 account that you're managing right now. You can write credit spread, call credit spreads, and bring in 4, 5%, 8% a month on $100 grand, $4,000 to $8,000 a month coming in, and it's costing you $1,500 to live in an RV. You're saving money while you're doing what you want to be doing, where you want to be doing it. You decide. If you want to be a backpacker, you're 52 years old, you and your wife, and you did it. You took a year off after high school, and you went out, and now you've said, someday we're going to do it again. And now you're doing it at age 52. You're empty nesters. You just became empty nesters. You got the kids out of the house. You sold the house underneath them. You can't come back. You got out. You just, you come home later. You're going to travel for a year or two. And when you come back, you're just going to rent an apartment. So they can spend a night or two. But, you're on your own now. Whatever. I don't know. You figure it out. Go traveling with a backpack for a while. Trade on the road. Jen is standing here. Hands on her hips. Hi there, Auntie Jen. How's it going?
Oh, look, and there's a hand.
There's the hand of death. The claw that will kill anyone. So what should I do today for that?
I don't know. That's the question. It's a Wednesday.
I'm thinking about the all meat special.
Okay.
I was kind of thinking we want to go down the road.
You got
with
provolone?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we
Philippe's?
could do Philippe's big time. Something just farted. Was that the fridge? I don't know.
I think it might be outside.
Could be outside. We have painters around the house painting, so we're actually not upset with that. Yeah, let's do a multi-meat provolone heavy-duty clear my sinuses from Philippe's toasted sesame seed bagel. Ooh, baby. Giddy up for Wednesday. Thank you all. Sure. Yeah, sure. Salami and the ham and the turkey, cheese, whatever looks good. If it's growing hair on it, don't give it to me. There's always that too. There's always that. Anyway, Charlie, I just sold a SoFi May 16 $9 cash secured put for 95 cents. So I put up $900. I got $995 back, to do one of these. If I do 10 of these, I put up $9,000 to get 950 for May 16th. That's 5 weeks, Bruce. In 5 weeks, I clear 9.5. I clear over 10% on my money. So, for those of you with 10 grand, you're going to clear $950 on 10 grand. Now, if you can do this kind of a trade on 5 different stocks at the same time, if you want to spread out the risk, 5 times $950 in a 5-week period is $4,750 of cash using 50 grand. Is that, no, 45 grand, using 45 grand, 5 times 9,000. Yeah, $45,000 bringing you $4,750 net profit in 5 weeks. Can you live on that? Can you get by on that if you're in an RV? Can you live on that if you're traveling full time around the world, staying in Asia for $35, $45 a day? Your overheads are $1,500 a month. There's all kinds of tubers doing this, YouTubers. You can verify this for yourself. You can be a house sitter. You can be a professional house sitter where you get free room and board to look after someone's dog in Spain for a month. No rent. All you pay is your food. You rent a car, you rent a car. If you don't rent a car, you don't rent a car. Talk about living on like $1,500 a month. Holy moly. Rent a house, or look after a house in Italy. Look after a house in Austria. Look after a house in Portugal. Look after Europe. You can do this in Asia, Australia, New Zealand. Travel the world for cheap and be an option writer just like this. Just doing this stuff. You can pay for the road for the rest of your life. Unbelievable. Good morning, Auntie Jen from Richard. Larry Titus, good morning, Jen. She hears you. She's hearing you. She's saying hello to you. Look, it's up to you what kind of world, what kind of life you want. It's okay. Some of you are locked in. I get it. You're locked in. You got grandkids now. You're not going anywhere. You got the house. You're not getting rid of the house. You're grandparents now. You're happy. You want to be grandparents. You love being grandparents. Great. You can bring in $3,000-5,000 a month doing option writing plus your Social Security and retirement benefits. You're bringing in $10, $12, $15 a month. Hey, grandparent time. Thank you. But if you can bring in $10,000 a month, $15,000 a month, $20,000 a month writing options, hey, this is even better. Knock yourself out. I love this game. Lorraine, good morning, everybody. I'm 186. Vilbus, Uncle Bruce, I'm sitting on a couple of AI $35 July 18 cash secured puts. That's what I got right now. AI cash secured puts. Where are we? $18 a share. Should I just ride these to June before doing anything to roll them way down to Jan 27s, 20s? I mean, I could do that right now. What do you think? You really don't need to do anything, actually. You can just sit there with that cash and run it out for now. Just wait. Stock's at 18.48. It's only up 24 cents at the moment, but shares want to run back to the 25 neighborhood in the next month or two as things settle down again. Maybe then you'll decide, oh, okay, these are $10-11 to buy back. I don't know what you got for them, but we'll figure it out. Splair, Uncle Bruce, do you mean pet B&B or how is this called? Yes, house sitting. Pet B&B, house sitting people's houses where you're offering to look after their cat, their dog, their budgie, their fish. They want someone in the house to look after the house and look after the pet. They don't want to put the pet in a shelter. They want to keep the pet at home. They'll leave you all the dog food you need. They'll give you the phone number for the veterinarian. Just sit in my house, sleep and eat in my house. Please. Yeah. Housesitters.com. You can do Google search for this stuff. House sitting. Easy peasy. Nice and easy. Savage Wall Street. What's Social Security? Have you seen what those clowns have done to people's 401ks? Wait until they start working on Social Security. They said they would. It is gone. But the black lady laughed hard. There you go. Well, I think you gotta look after yourself for yourself. And look at this, guys. If you're going to retire at age 52, 53 or younger, you're not getting Social Security until you're 60 anyway. So you better have option premium that makes this work. When you get there, maybe there is Social Security for you. Okay, great. That just should only be pocket money. That should not be what you're living on, counting on. But if you're 65 right now, 70, and you're learning how to write options, you're writing options now to add income on top of your Social Security. Well done, everybody. That's a damn good idea. Now is a good time to get on that train. I found 3 different apps that offer the job. One German, one with a French name. I won't bother with that name. And then Pet B&B. There you go. Check them out. Splair, check them out. Maybe for you, it's a European-based house sitting service. For Americans and Canadians, it might be, what is it called? Housesitters.com or something like that. Just do Google searches. There's all kinds of them. All kinds of these outfits. There you go. Anyway, there you go. Crazy 49er. Doesn't Rover already do that? Doesn't Rover already do that? I don't know what that.
Is there one called Rover?
I don't know what that
There
means.
could be an app called Rover.
I don't know. I'm just a guy in front of a computer. It could
I
be.
know in our province, and I think the one beside us, there's an app where if you don't have a vehicle and you need to take your pet to the vet, they supply an Uber for pets.
See?
If you sometimes Ubers don't want to take them.
Yeah. I mean, there are house sitters out there who've been doing this for years, and they look up listings for house sitting where it includes a car. You can drive the family car while you're house sitting. Just have your own insurance. I mean, there's a million ways to play this game. There's house sitting where there are no pets. Just house sit the house. We're in the country. We're out of town a couple of miles. We would like someone in that house every night so that we don't have to worry about someone breaking into an empty house. We'd rather you be there. No one's going to bother you if the lights are on. If there's a car in the driveway, no one's going to bother this house. Makes sense, doesn't it? There's all kinds of ways to play this game, kids. You can walk away from your existing life in Canada, USA, Europe, where you say, all right, complete 180. I'm going to complete 180. I am not going to be a renter anymore. I'm going to give up the apartment in 6 months. The lease ends and I'm not signing a new lease. Selling the furniture off. At the end of 6 months, everything I want to keep is in the basement of my parents' house or my kids' house or in storage, 10 by 10 foot storage, 5 by 10 foot, 5 by 5 foot, whatever. The only overhead I have in my hometown, where I'm from, is a storage unit. I don't have electricity. I don't have utilities. I don't have rent. My groceries are groceries. I mean, wherever I go, I eat. So that goes with me no matter whether I stay here or leave. But I'm going to house sit now. I'm going to house sit in my own country. I'm going to house sit in America. I want to see, I don't know. I want to go see Atlanta. I'm going to house sit a house in Atlanta. 1 week at this house, 1 or 2 weeks at this house, 3 weeks at this house, 1 week at this house. Different homes, different regions of Georgia. I've never been to Augusta before. I know I can't house sit during Masters Week, but the rest of the year I can sit. How about house sitting in North Carolina? How about South Carolina? How about house sitting in Pennsylvania? Where do you want to go? Where do you want to spend some time? Free rent anywhere you want. You kept your car. You kept your car. And you're driving to where you're going to house sit a house with your car. And all you need to do is go to the local grocery store. You'll figure that out with your host and Google Maps and all that. You'll find food. You'll work the house and you'll learn how to cook. You may have a cooler in your car where you load up the fridge of all the food you bought into your cooler to drive 3 hours to the next house and take that food and load it up into the fridge when you get there. You'll figure it out. You're smart. You're experienced. But you're an option writer using this or a laptop or an iPad or all three, and you're an option writer. And you figured out my overhead is $50 a day. I need to generate $1,500 a month to pay for the gas, the insurance on my car, maintenance, and food, and whatever else I want to do. And I'm happy to look after someone's pet because I love dogs. I love cats. I love cats and dogs. Great. There you go. Why don't you do that for like a year all over America? You ever been to Hawaii? Why don't you house sit in Hawaii? Park your car in long-term parking, storage, something, and fly to Hawaii on a cheap ticket and house sit for 2 or 3 months in Hawaii. And if you want to try international house sitting, come to Canada, drive to Canada on a holiday, and start house sitting in Calgary. Come to Calgary and stay in a hotel for a week and nail down a house sitting gig, either from where you were or there, starting a week later. Get to explore the town, the city, the region, and then house sit for a month or so in Calgary. Take a day trip to Banff and back. Take the dog with you to Banff and back. Yeah.
We have great walking ways, pathways in the city.
Take your golf clubs with you if you're a golfer. Go golfing across America and North America with golf clubs in your car, house sitting on your own with your partner, whatever you like. Pick up sesame seed bagels around the world, all over North America. Make your own version of what I'm making and enjoy yourself. Treat yourself, we say. Yeah, and then the big step. We're going to house sit now in Europe. Let's start with the United Kingdom and Ireland, where they speak English. Let's start with that. And let's try that for a while. Let's do Scotland. Let's do Bristol. Let's do Dover. Let's do London. Let's do Liverpool. Let's do Dublin. Let's do Cork, Ireland. Whatever. While writing options and building your fortune. Just saying. I'm just a guy in front of a computer throwing you a lot of ideas. Am I not? I appreciate you. Splair, this is an opportunity to go outside the box. Otherwise, I would look for travel destinations along the most used train tracks. Splair, you mean the app Rover? Crazy 49er, dang it, we got to get you away from computer. Rover is a pet sitting app. They take your dog, walk your dog, or house sit. Jarrett, yesterday around 2 p.m., I bought 24 Spider 530-31 call credit spreads at 7 cents credit. They expired today. A quick $168. This is on SPY. It's at $4.98, and he's working the 530 calls, which are worthless. Exactly. Bobby, hey, Uncle Bruce, do you need an apartment sitter? One, bagel, Charlie, bagel, Stuart, bagel, Splair. Now I remember. Thanks, Crazy. Flint Creek, one of my major suppliers just announced across-the-board price increases. One ingredient already tripled in price last year. Going to see what the new price is now. Wow, there you go. Giddy up. Let's get this bagel going here. This smells so good. Love it. Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Delicious. Thank you all for joining me today. Welcome to the program. Welcome to the party, pal. Let's take a look at some of our favorite stocks. What's going on? Rocket Lab up 73. SoFi up 15. GameStop up 38. Spire up 14 cents. Apple up 6.25. Tesla up 10.55. Microsoft up 5.60. Alphabet up 69 cents. Amazon up 3.36. Nvidia up 3.55. Meta up 2.41. The entire Magnificent Seven block of stocks are all higher. The Dow's up 23 points. S&P's up 18, and Nasdaq is up 195. And Bruce is having his bagel. Giddy up. MicroStrategy up $13. Nice. No other dramatic, incredibly dramatic moves anywhere, really. It's a little up, little down, little up, little down, but nothing incredibly dramatic. Which maybe is a good thing. Maybe this is okay. The market is a little calmer today. Maybe we'd like that. Hasn't it been kind of wild and wacky lately? Mm. Flint Creek says that ingredient is up another $500. This time last year, 11 pounds cost me $700. Now it's $2,200.
Whoa.
Welcome to Tariff Central. Welcome to Tariff 101. Mm. Mm, mm, mm. We are not the Joneses is writing to me. How you doing there, buddy?
They live
We-
next door to the Jones.
We use Trusted House Sitters. It's been great.
Excellent.
Best sits so far was 2 weeks on Maui and a week in Oceanside. We have a Santa Cruz sit coming up. We try to do the beach sits. That's the ones we're looking for. We look to hang out on the beach. I love it. I love this stuff. Rocketeer Flint Creek, are you talking about cocoa butter by any chance? Are you mentioning that?
The coconut butter and the coconut.
This bagel is fantastic. Mm, mm, mm. Mm, 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 mm. I've heard that a number of folks who go into the house sitting game, not only are they delighted with some of the homes they get to sit in because of the location, what country they're talking about, all that sort of stuff. And of course, they're saving money because they're rent free and they're just, looking after pets and looking after their own personal needs, groceries, toiletries, whatever. But it's this lifestyle. Rather than being in a sterile hotel situation, 2 weeks in a hotel in this city or this town, 2 weeks here, 2 weeks here, or in an Airbnb where you have a room and a shared breakfast area. Here, you're in your own house. You're in someone's home, using the kitchen, enjoying the living room, got the dining room area, got bedrooms. One can be an office if you want it to be. There might well be an office in the house. You have a yard, and you're in a part of town that is not downtown concrete. You're in a home with a yard. You're in the country, on the beach. You're experiencing someone's world in their neighborhood rather than you going from a hotel to an Airbnb to another. You may not be beside a screaming nightclub with the lights and the pounding music and the kids screaming on the street in front of you. Again, what is it you want out of your life? If you want to be in a neighborhood where their kids are screaming in the middle of the night, well, then knock yourself out. But for those of you wanting to change your world completely, is this a departure? Wow. For some, it works. For some, it doesn't. It's okay.
You can't have a third channel.
Hmm?
They said you can't have a third channel.
Oh. Jen is saying, don't you dare. make a third channel all about house sitting. No, you can't do that. Flint Creek is saying it's patchouli oil, PATCHOULI, patchouli oil. I'm going to go buy more shea and coca butter immediately, she says. Vilbus, Uncle Bruce, you're talking about what my wife and I want to do, about to sell our house and move into my grandparents' old place to live for free. Want to travel for a few years. There you go. You don't have that anchor of rent hanging over you, mortgage. You can direct that to on-road expenses instead. Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, interesting. Jen and I left Creston, sold off the house, got rid of a whole bunch of stuff, put the rest of our stuff in storage in Calgary, and for a year and a half, we were nomads. We did not have a home. We always had a place to sleep. That was never a problem. No matter where we went, we always had a place to sleep. And our overhead was wherever we were at the time. That's all. It's the way we played it. But that was the way we did it. How you do it is up to you. Flint Creek, my other supplier, no longer has patchouli. Flint, this is it insanity? Anyway, Flint not having a good day over there. Wonderful. We're down 64 on the Dow. We're up 9 on S&P. We're up 170 on NASDAQ. NASDAQ is not giving it up. The Dow is unpredictable today, but NASDAQ is not. It is definitely staying higher so far. Vilbus, fingers crossed, we're going to profit around 100 grand on our house. Nice going, pal. Well done. Insanity, says Flint. There you go. Welcome all to the program. Thank you for joining me from around the world. SoFi is down 1 penny. There you go. Rocket Lab is still up 63. GameStop up 40. There you go. Lorraine, Uncle Bruce, I was on a shared ride coming home. We picked a couple up from a hotel on 42nd Street, and they said they couldn't sleep. There was a party in the club nearby. They had fun anyway. The city never sleeps. Oh, that's New York, isn't it? Yeah. I'm assuming that's New York.
Gotta do your research.
Mm-hmm. Man, this is so good. Last summer, fall, Jen and I did a trip that got us to the UK using the Queen Mary 2 cruise ship, ocean liner. We were in London and we had a hotel for 2 weeks. We've never done that before. Usually we're in London 4 days, 4 nights, 5 nights, and then we move on to someplace else. But this time last year, we decided let's do 2 weeks. we don't have to worry about time change because we've been on an ocean liner for several weeks, so we're fully time changed, acclimatized, if that's the word. So we really had 2 weeks of time to enjoy London, and this meant we could slow down our running around London to look at stuff. We weren't under pressure that we have to take a boat ride today because we're out of here tomorrow. We didn't have that pressure now. So now we could pick the nice days. It was rainy today, we'll stay in a hotel. I'm on the air anyway. We'll relax, read, just chill. Or it's windy and blustery, so we'll just, we'll eat in the hotel, or we'll take a cab to a location, indoor location, and keep the elements out of it. But I would have preferred, in the end of it all, after time to reflect, I think we would have much more enjoyed having a 2-bedroom Airbnb, fully furnished, even a high-rise, with a view, our own kitchen, our own dishes, more space, more room. I think that would have been more enjoyable for us. But house sitting, it's a possibility for anyone. To house sit a house in London, or a property in London, a condo, an apartment with a pet to take out for walks, that might be an alternative to consider. But we're 70 now. We're going to be 70. We're not 29 and looking for action. We're not, with 3 kids doing anything. I can't imagine house sitting with children. I can imagine house sitting as a couple, but not with kids. So it depends where you are in your life, of course, how you want to do it. Anyway, there you go. Well, the Dow's down 283 now. The Dow is still giving it up. NASDAQ is holding a 38-point gain, but it's giving that up too. Very good. The VIX gauge is holding about 50 right now. It is down almost 2 points, which is good, but at 50 it's too high. Oil down $3, 56.52. Oil under pressure. U.S. Treasury bonds sell off. The biggest sell off since 1982. That was overnight, last night. That's a wake-up call in the bond market. Looks like SoFi got down to 937. It's now 940. Down a dime. Quiet volume, though. SoFi volume is only 16 million shares. Very quiet. So not much to look at there, volume-wise. Okay, it is what it is. Okay. Well, folks, Jen and I are going to say our goodbyes. We're going to keep an eye on the market. Join me tonight. It's It's Wednesday. So tonight at 7 o'clock Eastern, we'll both be on the air. Well, I'll be on the air with you for Primetime Live. Jen will be around somewhere, but I'll be on the air with you tonight at 7 o'clock Eastern for Primetime Live. Gold Bagel members only. Join me tonight. Become a Gold Bagel member right now. Join us tonight. And we'll see, we'll talk about the day today and what option strategies you might be employing tomorrow. What's working, what's not working. We'll figure it out together. Thank you again for your wonderful commentary today. Thank you for sharing thoughts on house sitting, traveling around the world. Hey, all kinds of ways. Thank you so much. Looks like you got 200 thumbs up, says Walter Young. Fantastic. We're Not the Joneses is saying that we sold our house in June of 2022. We put the money in 4-week T-bills, and that's been paying the rent since. We were surprised how freeing it has been not to have any maintenance. We're in our 3rd place right now, isn't this? This is a new life. This is great. Spur, avoid the Arctic dogs. We're Not the Joneses. We've been trying out different areas as well. This is good stuff. Bilbus saying to We Are Not the Joneses, we'd like to do something like that. We got 2 to 3 years to save in the free house. So yeah. And Henry, Red Market now, Uncle Bruce. Yep, that's true. Bilbus, downside for us is relocating from Twin Cities to rural Texas. Larry Titus, neat. Charlie, thanks, Uncle Bruce. Have a great day. See everybody this evening. You got it, buddy. Knee emojis coming out. Splair. Have a relaxed day, everybody. Thank you, Alex, Boeing Tiger, Savage of Wall Street, Deep Value. Thank you all. Thank you for these comments on the house sitting thing. I find it fascinating myself. I've noticed a number of YouTube channels of couples, particularly couples, some singles, but a lot of couples are saying, yeah, we're in our 60s, we're in our 70s, and we're house sitting, and we're doing Europe, we're doing Asia, we're doing this in South America, we're doing this in Canada, the US, and it very positive reviews, like pretty happy people. Interesting. JJ, any sitting gigs in Waikiki? I want to go back to Basalt Restaurant. I bet you there are. You need to only look up these, check these Google sites. I bet you'll be surprised at people with pets everywhere. Somebody living in Waikiki wants to go to the US for a 3-month holiday, or to the US for a month, Europe for 2 months. They have a pet in Waikiki. To them, this is a problem. You're the solution. Can you look after our pet for a month of this time frame, or 3 weeks, or 2 months, or whatever? Until you check it out, you'll never know. Richard Carlin, thank you. Juan, thank you. Samuel, Stephen. We use a house sitter when we go on trips. There you go. Right. See, Christina, have a great day. Savage Wall Street. Boom! I sold 300 SOXL shares at 865, which I bought yesterday at 751. And that's all the trading I'm doing today. Crossing my arms now. Thank you very much. Making a little bit of money back there. Christina, hey, Uncle Bruce, when do you leave California? End of May. End of May. Savage Wall Street. Have a good day, folks. Sometimes crossing arms is the best strategy. Later, Uncle Bruce. We'll see you all tomorrow. Thank you, Savage, as always. Thank you, all of you, as always. Lovely to have you here. Have a wonderful rest of your day. See you tonight at 7 o'clock Eastern. And let's get together. Thank you again for these thumbs ups. Let's take a look at the official count. The last I saw was 168. The official count is now showing 203. Thank you, everybody, for 203 thumbs ups. We have 302 people responding to the question of the day. Those of you writing writing contracts, writing options, the ones you're writing the most right now: covered calls, 38%, cash secured puts, 44%, credit spreads, 17%. Very interesting results there. Love that. Appreciate all of you coming in to answer that question of the day. and hitting the thumbs up button today as well. This certainly helps the engagement ratio of this channel. When YouTube sees 180 people hanging around this guy, 166 hanging out right now towards the end of a show, and he's got 300 plus answers to a poll question, and he's got over 200 thumbs ups, we got to send people to this guy. He engages his audience. This is good stuff. Thank you, everybody. Let's get it, says Jarrett. Bye, says Jarrett. Thank you all. Thank you. Don't leave us. Uncle Bruce says deep value. Jeff Glass. There you go. I got to save my voice. See you tonight, 7 Eastern. Okay. Let's see if we can get you richer. We'll take it from there. Jen and I are going to say our goodbyes in 3, in 2, and 1. Bye.